Greetings all, Ferrari Mad 601 here. Welcome back to F1 2017. Welcome to another classic race. Posted one earlier in the Red Bull RB6 at Melbourne. The AI, I set them way too low and I had basically no competition aside from the lapped cars who sometimes were a little bit difficult to get out of the way. However, what we are doing here is we are seeking enjoyment. I have derided this game really hard so far in the first couple of videos that I posted about it, and I honestly do think those criticisms are deserved. However, I do have to admit that I do like the classic content in this game. It's just that it doesn't behave in a strictly authentic manner. It behaves in an arcade manner for the most part because, well, that's what this game is. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's nothing enjoyable about the game. So we are seeking enjoyment today. I have qualified my 1995 Ferrari 412 T2 fourth in class. I'm not fourth on the grid, however. I'm quite a ways back from there because this is a mixed class field and we do have some newer cars ahead of us, so I don't think I'm going to be able to bring any fight to those guys. But we are going to have a look at what we can do here. We'll have a formation lap. Let's get everything warmed up. Our competition's going to be that FW14B for sure, and probably the two McLarens in front of us. Aside from that, though, I don't think we're going to be able to bring any sort of competition to the Renault R26, Ferrari F2007. I don't know if there's an MP423 in the field. I think there is. Front tires are nicely up to temperature already. Rears need some work. We'll do that toward the end of the lap. I do have to say, Cody's, you did a good job with the sounds of this car, the 412 T2. The last V12 Formula 1 car, coincidentally, I just reviewed it in Assetto Corsa, the ASR version. Right. Wasn't quite sure when the AI was going to take over again so we could go up onto the grid, so I didn't get a chance to do burnouts. That'll be okay. And coming up to the tail end of the field, I'm fourth in class, remember. And we'll have a look. And we're off. Renault with a bad start, but his superior traction will take over. There's 95 Williams in front.
Okay, now stay alert for threats around you.
Alright, well that was a little tighter than I anticipated, but we get away with everything. I don't think we have any damage. Nope, we're good. Got 13 laps here at Silverstone. We're going to see what we can do. Straight line speed than this Williams, I think. It's close. He backs out of it wisely into Cops. That is our position. Back to 14th overall. 4th in class, where we started. Okay. No losses so far. R26 in front. He's not pulling away like I thought. He is dealing with those two McLarens in front who are undoubtedly holding him up, as well as the FW14B. 14B might be more of a challenge for that car than I'm thinking. It's possible. Lots of sparks out the back of that Renault. That's not something we saw back in the day. Still getting used to the brakes here. And a big power slide all the way through the corner. Big toe into Cops, but I don't think I can do anything about it. Nope. Down Hanger Straight, I should have one heck of a draft now. But then again, the guy in front has one heck of a draft as well. Stowe being cautious. Man, I'm hanging with these guys really well. Was not expecting that. AI is up to 75%, I should say. And he jumped on the anchors a little bit early. I'll take the advantage, thank you very much. Ferrari 412 T2 just overtook a Renault R26. Come again? It's not even in the same class as me. McLaren's MP413 coming up, and the FW14B. McLaren's got slightly better straight line speed. He's also got a toe. But into Stowe. Got him. McLarens are in the same class as I am, so I'm now 3rd overall in class. I guess this is the battle for the class lead. Slightly better than I can, at least through there. More lurid slides. Still +1 on the fuel, even though we're running in mixed 3. We are gaining all the time. Yeah, these guys are a bit slow. Do anything about them. Williams has a toe, and I have a toe on the Williams. I'm closer to the Williams than the Williams is to the McLaren. And there's an overtake. All right. Have to think about the fuel mix in a couple of moments here. Still okay, but if I need some more speed later on, I want that buffer. Just one more lap to try and attack this McLaren. If I can't get him, we're going to have to go into mix 2 at very worst. I don't think mix 1 is quite necessary. Oh yeah, we're gonna get this McLaren. No doubt about that. Wow, he's just dawdling on the apex. Dirtiness there. But I've got him. I'm now the class leader. Awesome. Alright, we'll see if we can extend the gap a little bit. Half a second behind at the moment. McLaren, I think, is slightly better in a straight line. So we'll have to be mindful of that. Go to mix 2. So we won't really save any fuel, but we'll just stay constant with our burn rate.
Okay, gap ahead is 30.4 seconds.
30 seconds to the last place Class 1 guy. Certainly can't relax up here, though. The gap is not big enough. Lap 6 of 13. We are coming up to halfway. 1:32.876, fastest lap of the race. I'm 10 seconds a lap slower at the moment. I am pulling away from the guys behind, marginally at the moment, but it is happening. Mix 3 down the straight. Mix 1 for the slower sections here. Save a little bit of fuel. Lock up, get away with it. .42.909. That's understeer. Well, I've got absolutely no prayer of challenging for the overall win here, but leading the class, that's all we're really racing against. I do have to say, no, the handling does not really make much sense in terms of looking at it from a sim perspective. It doesn't. The dynamics of oversteer to understeer are very inconsistent.
They're retiring from the race.
There's the tires are very inconsistent, so mechanical grip is the problem. Like here, there's a lot of understeer, but then I'll have good bite through another corner. Can't really get my head around why that's the case. As we talked about in the F2004 video, the brakes lock up pretty much arbitrarily. Can hold these lurid power slides. However, I do have to say, Cody's, you did a good job, really, with the sounds on this car. You did. This does sound like the last V12.
Yellow flag.
We've got a yellow right here. This is the yellow zone. We have the car pulled off on the right side of the circuit. That is a Ferrari F2002 or F2004. Very hard to tell them apart at a distance. Now in 9th overall due to him dropping out. Gone into mix 3 because the guy behind me is getting a little bit too close for my comfort. Here's the thing, though. No, it's not the most accurate handling dynamics in the world. Certainly, Assetto Corsa has better graphics. But I'm having to manage the race here. I know I can't go for the overall win, but that's not the objective here. The objective here is the class win. And I am having to manage this with the fuel consumption, with the gap to the guys behind, with how many laps are remaining, with what's going on around me. I know that I'm going to have the faster cars coming up to lap me pretty soon, so I'm going to have to deal with that. These are some dynamics that, well, quite honestly, they don't come up as often as you might expect in traditional sim racing, because the fields tend to be pretty closely bunched together, so if you do go laps down, it's because you've got a problem rather than it's just what's going on with your performance. The idea of managing the fuel consumption, getting a live delta with your fuel, that's pretty cool, I must say. Yes, I mean, you can extrapolate that data for yourself in sims, so iRacing, Assetto Corsa, you can look at your fuel consumption and figure out where you are in relation to where you need to be and adjust your driving style accordingly, but they've integrated rather sophisticated functions like that into the gameplay here. And this is a much more casual sort of game, and the fact that you do have to think about those kinds of things, even though this is not a sim by any means, that's encouraging. That certainly is encouraging, and I'm thinking along those same lines as I would in another sim in a race situation. So I am having to manage the gap in front, the gap behind, also having to manage fuel consumption, the tire wear, being kind to my components. I can pull up the screen right here talking about what my tire wear is, my temperatures, and my component wear. Gearbox, the only thing that's wearing out in these classic cars, it appears. Gearbox at 2% wear, so no real problem. Gonna have a blue flag in a moment for one of the faster guys behind. Is probably the leader, the overall leader. I've got a blue flag, so we're gonna jump out of the way when I can. Yep, that's the F2004. Tried to give you the road. No damage, that's okay. So I do have to say, with all of those elements, even though the handling is not what you'd expect if you're looking at this blind and not understanding what kind of game this is, again, this is much more casual, all of those elements of things that you've got to be aware of and things that you have to manage during the race, that's pretty cool. I said that I'm looking for enjoyment in this video, and I think I've found, honestly, I know it's kind of hard to believe, but honestly, I do think I have found some enjoyment here. Right? I know I've got a blue flag.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
It's another F2004. No surprise to see the F2004 in the lead there. And I've got the Red Bull coming up on me. Go past, thank you. I do like that when you do get the blue flag, the leaders just get on with it. They don't dawdle around trying to overtake you. The AI is well scripted in that regard. Save a little bit more fuel in the slow speed stuff while we can. Got 2 laps to go. How about that? Right, how are we doing to the guys behind? Because, yeah, I'm leading. I have been leading for a while, but I don't feel comfortable. That's the thing. We get more blue flags in a moment. Fastest lap has gone down to a 1:31.9. My best is a 1:42.
You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up.
Got blue flags.
Blue flag, blue flag.
They really needed to have Sebastian Vettel do the blue flag audio for this game. That would have been pretty funny. Alright, go F2002. Giving you. Alright, good. Just caught me up in a tough spot. That's okay. What's the gap behind?
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Still haven't been able to see the gap behind. I want to know that. Well, the race has been won. I still have a lap to go. No, this will be my last lap because the leader lapped me. 1.3 seconds is the gap to the second place man in class. A yellow here. And into the green flag zone. Not quite sure what happened, but at any regard, that's the race over, and that is P1 in class. All right. So, first drive in the 412T2 F1 2017, and that's a class win.
Well,
Okay.
I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race.
And there's your
but I'm
overall
sure
winner.
it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up.
Guess when you win your class, you don't go on the podium, so you don't have a Le Mans-style podium going on or anything like that. But you do get to see the state of affairs at very least, so not too bad. Not too bad at all. Would be cool if they showed you 2 podiums for each class, but alright. I'll take it. What can I say?
That's it for today's Grand Prix.
There we
From
go. Here are the class
Antonia,
results.
goodbye,
1.3
and
seconds
see you again next time.
was that final result in the Class 2 category. So, not too bad. So you can see the table there. 1 DNF in our class. One of the MP413s did not make it. That must have been what the yellow flag was at the end of the race, because I didn't see him off the circuit at any other point. Overall results, you see I finished 9th overall. First in the class. I did finish ahead of that Class 1 Renault. He was slow in the very beginning. I have no idea what was going on with him. And no other Class 1 guys actually finished the race behind me. They get DNF, so I'm classified ahead of them because I actually did see the checkered flag. But, alright. Enjoyable. Yeah, it's absolutely enjoyable as far as I would say at the moment. Is it realistic? No, but the classic content here, they did do a good job choosing the classic content at very least. So we do have a good range of classic cars, and of course you can take them to any of the tracks that the normal race cars, the 2017 race cars, go on. So I like that. I do like that. I think the classic content might be one of the redeeming factors here in F1 2017. They did a good job selecting the cars, and relative to how the race cars handle, I know I haven't done really many videos, hardly any videos at all in the actual 2017 race cars at the moment, but relative to how they handle, they're convincing. Yes, they are slower, they have less downforce for the most part, the F2004 notwithstanding, but yeah, I like it, and overall, the overall experience of doing the race, it feels decent, it really does, so especially when you have to manage everything that's going on with the fuel consumption, when the strategy comes into play. We didn't do a pit stop here, but if you do have a longer race where you do have to run pit stops and think about your strategy, yeah, that's pretty cool. I actually do like that. So, cool. I like that. I think there is a redeeming factor in F1 2017 after all, at least one of them so far, the classic car races. It's pretty fun. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking about this. There is some actual enjoyment that can come from this game. So, cool. Until next time, thank you very much for watching.